Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. It's May, also known as more than a year since the pandemic really took a toll on the whole world. And you know, I kind of just wanted to reflect on the past year and couple of months, because not going to lie, even for me, it's been really tough. This video idea kind of came into mind as I was just like thinking about how I've been doing, how a lot of people that I know have been doing, and just like how things are going. And honestly, it's not the best. So yeah, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of just talk about the things some people are just afraid to talk about. I don't know, sometimes it seems like it's a taboo topic, so people try to avoid it, but like you gotta kind of talk about it. Like you gotta you know, go for it. Just don't be afraid. So that's exactly what I want to do. Yeah, so basically for this video, I'm going to be talking about what I learned 1 year after like the whole quarantine, COVID-19 lockdown sessions, and how like it affected not just my mental health but also school, social life, and all those stuff. So let's get to it. First, starting off with school, I'm not even going to lie,
online school sucks 100%.
It does have its benefits, but I feel like the cons kind of outweigh more of the pros. Pros, I would just say, because like I don't really have to like talk to people. Like a lot of times, like when it's like one of those classes where you just have to like do a discussion post for participation marks, and then that's kind of it. I kind of like those because it doesn't really pressure me into talking to other people during like this whole session of like being online and like staying stuck at home. But also there is a lot of like cons, such as like just constantly just staring at a screen, and a lot of times it does give me a headache, just like constantly just being in front of the screen, because you're already doing your work in front of the screen, but now you have to communicate with people like over a screen, and you just have to learn over a screen, and it's just so it doesn't seem like it's a lot to handle, but it actually is, because then it's still like you get little to no human contact other than the people that you live with at home, or even if you don't live with anyone at home, that's even harder, because now you're kind of just alone. Dang. Quick story. So one of my teachers has a kid, and then their kid may have come into contact with another kid that may have had COVID. So then the family had to go into this whole quarantine to make sure that their kid was okay. But then because of that, there was a big delay on like our marks for like our class. So like it wasn't the professor, it was like our TA. So like there's like multiple TAs, and our TA was like very hectic and very busy with like his family life, so he really can focus on like the school life. So that was like a very big step back for not just us as the students, but also as him, because he couldn't keep up with like getting our marks in time. But honestly, I don't blame him. It is very difficult, because the way that school is just giving you 2 times the amount of work. Like they're low-key kind of giving you 2 times the amount of work, and also expecting you to pay the full tuition fee, even though we're not even on campus to use campus resources. So why am I still paying so much if I'm just staring at a screen, and if I'm basically just like teaching myself? Like I don't get that. And then students don't have the income to really keep up with their tuition, so they have to take loans, and like the government isn't helping students as much, especially here in like Ontario, because there was like the emergency student benefit, but that was only for like 2 periods, and that was it. There was nothing else for students. It's really hard for students to get like jobs, because they have to keep up with like their full-time classes, because a lot of them are full-time students, and then they can't really juggle like the school life with the work life, because they're trying to keep up with like paying tuition fees. And oh my gosh, it's just so much ongoing stress on students, and I don't think the government understands. Like if you can like support like people that made like the $5,000 minimum income, why can't you help support students that didn't have the time to make that income, because they were so busy on staying as full-time students? Because it's just kind of like what they recommend for a lot of students nowadays. I just don't get it. Like now I'm a part-time student, because the full-time student life is just not it. And because I did go part-time, I was able to make a $5,000 income, which I'm honestly really lucky to have, and that is honestly all thanks to you guys. And being able to have that income has helped me like get the benefit that students, like regular full-time students, can get. And I feel like it's really unjust like for them to just do that. Like the Ontario government has to step up. What is wrong with them? How are you going to keep the fees the same if students can't even go to work to keep up with paying those fees? Like, it boggles my mind. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so my teacher wasn't able to like really keep up with like the whole marking and everything. So there was a really big delay on getting our marks. We didn't know what we were getting in the class for the longest time. But honestly, I didn't mind. I even messaged him back saying, hey, it's okay. I understand how things are really difficult. I just really hope like you and your family are okay. And a couple of us did send him like a nice sweet message to let him know like, hey, no pressure on like the work, the marks. And I feel like he was pretty easygoing with the marking as well, because he knows like he hasn't been able to give us feedbacks on like our assignments. So then it was a settled play. So luckily I did pass the class with a decent mark. Yeah, like talking about that kind of leads into like the whole social life. So I tend to distance myself from people like all the time, and being online really like shined that. Like people would try to like get me to talk in like group chats and stuff, but a lot of times I just didn't feel like I was up for it, because I just don't feel like I can match the same energy online than I would with in person, because sometimes I feel like I would go overboard or I just wouldn't put in enough energy. So then I kind of just shut myself off and I just stopped talking to people, and a lot of times that's not good. I must admit it, it's not good. But like, again, being alone sometimes is just a good feeling, I guess. But then I'm kind of like pushing people away, and it's just, I don't know, it's like an ongoing internal battle with myself, and I'm like, I don't even know what I want at this point. So I want McDonald's. Honestly, I would say my social life really went downhill, because the thing about me is a lot of times when I'm just like struggling at home or just want to like escape the space, I would go to school. Like I would just take the time, go to school and just get work done there. But because we're in lockdown, I can't leave this place. So I have to deal with things head on. And that takes a lot on me mentally, and that's when we get into the topic of mental health. Like I feel like a lot of people can relate. Like if you just don't want to be in like the presence of like at home, you would go somewhere else to kind of like get your mind off of things. But then when you really don't have anywhere to go, you're kind of just stuck having to deal with things, and sometimes it just doesn't get any better. So honestly, this whole online thing just wasn't the best. It could have gone better. I feel like it could have, but then again, it didn't. But being in quarantine really turned me into an even more introvert. Even when looking at like what's gonna happen after, I feel like I'd just rather stay at home now. Like it kind of changed me, and I actually kind of don't like it, because I used to like, I just love, like a lot of times my friends will go on Discord to like have a talk or just like, you know, check up on each other, discuss, just like goof around. But then I can't even bring myself to do that anymore, because I just feel like just so much is going on in my head, and then just so much is just like taking a toll on me, and I'm like, I really don't feel like I should be having fun. So then I'm just kind of left with my thoughts, and then I'm just kind of like there wishing like I wasn't in the States so I can talk with my friends, hopefully feel a little bit better. But then I kind of can't bring myself to do that, and then it's so hard. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. Like I feel like it's really hard to put things into words. So like doing this video is actually the best thing I could do for myself right now, because I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like going back into the school topic, a lot of the teachers would be like, oh, we're here for you. We know it's really tough times right now, so we're here to show you our full support. But then a lot of times they kind of just say it to say it, and I feel like they don't really mean it, you know, because like actions speak louder than words. So like a lot of people would say one thing but then they do the other, and then you're like, okay, now you're just contradicting with what you just said. So why you, like I found myself dealing with that a lot. Like people would tell me one thing but then they do the other thing, and then I'm kind of like, okay, now you kind of just contradicted yourself, and I don't like it. Now I'm just going to distance myself from you because you're just showing to me that you're not really the kind of person I thought you were. Whoa. I don't know. I really tried my best to be my best self throughout this year, to really put myself forward, to kind of like disregard the fact that everything's online and the world's in a whole jeopardy situation, and like to keep looking at the positive side of things. But then a lot of times I just felt like not just like the people or like the things I was surrounded with would give me like a negative feeling about like my emotions and then how I was feeling, but then myself, the biggest person I can blame for how I feel is myself, because I in the end did put myself in this position. I didn't try to get better. I just kind of accepted the fact that this is how I'm feeling, so I'm just going to go with it, and it did backfire on me. I'm not even going to lie. So yeah, the only person I can blame is myself. That kind of hurts. So as of right now, how I feel, slightly better, I guess. So I finished school. I only took, oh my gosh, take this in. So fun fact, so I knew online school was going to suck like so bad. I feel like I talked about this in the last video. So I only took three classes actually. One was a full course, and then two of them were like a semester course. And the reason why I did that is because I knew the online school, like how online school would have affected me, and I was like, I don't want to put myself in a position where I have like a lot of online work to keep up with, because I kind of just wanted to take some time to doing something that I like, which was like YouTube. And honestly, I'm so happy I did that, because I was able to, because of that, I was able to really focus on like my hobbies whenever I can, like if I wasn't like busy with like council things, etc. But whenever I had the time to do YouTube stuff, it really did help me feel a little bit better, because I realized I still have something that I can enjoy even in this mental state. And because of that, it has brought me so many opportunities. Despite just being a small YouTuber, it has brought me so many opportunities that I didn't think I'd have at this early stage of like making YouTube videos. And honestly, y'all, thank you so much for just watching, for just subscribing, for even just liking like videos. Even if you don't watch the whole thing through, at least you decide to click on my video and just see what was popping, what was going on. And it has brought me a lot of opportunities, because like as you can see here, I had a couple of like brand deals. I wouldn't even call them brand deals, but like partnerships with like companies I didn't think that they would actually reach out to me. The biggest one was CBC, because they saw my school, like my back to school videos, and that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't from the support I got from you guys. I am not gonna get emotional, but oh my gosh, because of that, I was able to really get myself in a better like headspace of like just pushing forward. And right now we're at like 918 subscribers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're reaching 1,000. Like finding something that keeps me happy during this whole like downfall of the world has been one of the main things that kept me going and to keep pushing forward. And a lot of people can't say the same thing, because like it's regardless of whatever you're going through, it's hard. Like it is hard. So being able to find out one thing that makes you happy, decided being like video games, designing, drawing, painting, making videos, like I don't know, whatever brings you happiness, just keep it to heart, because it might be the one thing that helps you push through like a lot of things. Like if you like writing, if you like reading, if you just like doing any kind of those like, if any of those things just bring you like the smallest type of happiness, just hold on to it, because it will help you in the long run, probably the same way that it did for me. So I'm honestly happy I only took like 3 classes, and I already accepted the fact that I'm not going to graduate the same time as a lot of my friends, because I had a big step back first year, and a lot of times it's just really hard for me to get things done. I don't want to get too into that, because it's a deep topic, but I'm actually really happy of just taking 3 classes. That means I'm able to take things at my own pace, to go at my own speed, and I don't have to rush anything, because I'm going to graduate eventually. It's just not going to be now, and you know, that's okay. And I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about that. Like if you're not ready to graduate anytime soon, then just take your time. Like no one's rushing you. Like you're still going to get your diploma whenever you finish, but like just take your time, you know. I feel like I might graduate in another 2 years or so. I think I'm going to continue taking like only like 3-4 classes, maybe even just 2-3 classes, because I don't want to put that much pressure on myself, and I do still want to have time to make these videos, because these take some time, but I don't mind. So yes, where was I going with that? I feel like I got the point across. Yeah, because I feel like when I do talk to people and then I try to reach out for help, then nothing happens, I kind of go like, okay, I'm just gonna stay by myself. I'm just gonna keep my promise to myself, because there's no difference if I tell someone and nothing happens. So I might as well just like keep everything to myself. And that's been like that's just been my motto. Like that's just the thing I've been going by. And then a lot of times I feel like it does more harm than good, But then again, it's not something I can control. It's just something that just happens. And I honestly really, really feel bad for, I guess, because like, I don't know if I feel like I've had a very negative impact on people throughout the year. Even though I try not to, I try to like express how I've been feeling at times as well. Because this goes back to the whole social life and mental health thing. I try to communicate because with me, it's hard to admit when I'm wrong. It's hard for me to admit if I really need help. It's hard for me to just like reach out to people for like the extra help, the extra assistance. And then when I do, sometimes I feel like I shouldn't have, and then I start regretting it, and then I start like taking back my words, go like, you know what, never mind, just disregard everything I just said. And then they try to help, but then nothing really happens, and then I just go back into this deep black hole of like, what did I just do? I shouldn't have talked to them. I shouldn't have brought this up. I shouldn't have just mentioned it in the first place. And then it kind of just like bites me back in the butt when I guess I try to express my feelings one way, but then it gets taken from another way. And then it kind of just, I feel like this whole year has just been me on a sled going downhill, because that's honestly how it feels, and I can't stop. Yep, that feels pretty accurate. But yeah, overall, if you are feeling any sort of way and you feel like the pandemic has really taken a toll on you, you don't know what to do, I feel like the first step is just to accept the fact that this has happened to you, and just find some ways that you can probably like kind of get out of it. But no pressure. You don't have to get out of it anytime soon. Just at your own pace. Do whatever you have to do that makes you happy, that keeps you healthy mentally and physically. And honestly, I'm no expert. I'm just saying based off like what I've been like going by. And I kind of feel better just getting this all out. Oh my gosh, I kind of feel better. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, honestly. Also, I just want to kind of end this video off saying again, thank you to everybody that's been very supportive, that's always had my back, that's always been there for me. I honestly appreciate it so much. I'm not going to cry, but I do want to express how a lot of the experiences with like the people that are just constantly there for me, even just like my subscribers, supporters, it really helps me keep going. I get DMs from you guys, and a lot of times you just want to express how much you love my videos, you love how I'm so open about things, and then I'm like, oh my god, like thank you so much. The recent message I remember getting was from Sad Plankton. Sad Plankton really DM'd me and sent me the nicest, most heartfelt message. And then Shakira, you're always watching my videos. You're always commenting the sweetest things. Thank you so much for your support. Like, y'all, I remember your names because you affect me in the most positive way. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And that's pretty much the end of this video. If you like these, you know, just give it a thumbs up. It will let me know that you guys like these kind of like sit down, talk, and kind of let everything out videos, because it honestly really helps me. So it helps some of you as well. Having doubts, not knowing who to talk to, not knowing what to do. Maybe this is kind of like a breath of fresh air to know maybe you're not the only miserable person on this planet, because I could kind of be pretty miserable most of the times. But yeah, thank you to all my subscribers, thank you to all my supporters, thank you to all my very close friends. Honestly, everyone has played a very big part in my life. Either it was a positive or a negative impact. It just helps me keep growing as a person. It's been really hard. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'm still talking, so I feel like this is the best way to just end off this video and say I will see you all next time. Bye guys.